I was newly divorced, and so actually during my treatment I was dating, and so, it's not kind of the average date one would have where, you're at the dinner table and, oh, whoops, and there you go running to the bathroom. And so things just take on a whole different perspective. It is what it is, and it's part of who I am now. The intestinal problems after colon cancer are really, well, in my case, they were horrible. I don't think that they across the board are, but the way I dealt with them, I never ended up in a pamper, but I probably should have. I always had a towel in the car, and stopped and ran into a lot of bathrooms, but the way I dealt with it was humor. My children have heard me give some talks to nursing groups and to different groups, and I've kind of taken them along with me because I want them to, see who I am just as a person. And I guess that's part of what I've done as a cancer survivor, is I've revealed more and more of my real self to my children and to my friends, and taken more risks in that way. But one by one they've said, "You mean you had cancer? And you mean you might have died?" In retrospect, it's a great trick to do to children as they're becoming teenagers, because they also realize, oh my goodness, my mother might not be here, and so they never turned on me as teenagers. We still get along great. They get along great with each other. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but there was something about that kind of made our relationship different and more real. I look almost every year at, when can I retire? When can I retire? Because I work for the state, which means that when I retire, I will get to keep free health insurance for myself and my children for the rest of my life. And unfortunately, I thought it was going to be January of 2005, and I recently got some hard news, and it turns out that because of the timing of my illness period, I lost 2 years. And so now I can't retire until January of 2007. But sitting in the chemo ward at MD Anderson, inevitably there would be someone on either side of me who either was retired or out of work or didn't have health insurance. I saw people who were camping out, in a Winnebago, because they couldn't afford a place to stay while they were having their treatment. I saw people couples who divorced because the patient who had the cancer didn't want the financial burden of all of these medical expenses to be left with the possibly surviving spouse. So it's a huge, huge issue. My name is Susan Cooley, and I'm an 11-year colon cancer survivor.